Sup, peeps? Scotty D. Gotcha. Thought I was napping on the job, didn't ya? Anyway, yesterday we talked about punishment. I may have been harsh on the kids, I don't know. But today, Scotty D's going to tell you about a few of the things that I did when I was a kid that justified all those whoopings that I got. So let's go ahead and get right into it. When Scotty D was a youngster, just about 5 years old, 5 years old, we moved from Pennsylvania Avenue in Charleston to the greatest place a child could ever grow up by, was South Park. I had so many friends up South Park that I'm still friends with to this day. And when I was 5 years old, I met my best friend and my partner in crime, John D. Harmon. And we've been friends from 5 years old all the way up to now when Scotty D is 40 years old. We've done so many things together, and I wouldn't trade my friendship with Mr. John D. Harmon for anything in this world. But anyway, when me and John was kids, we used to get these little burrs, and they was about the size of a marble, and we clump them together, and we take them, we throw them in kids' and the kids would be like, I can't get it out, and they'd be pulling and struggling, trying to get it out, and either they'd have to rip some hair out, or they'd have to go home, and their mom would take a pair of scissors, and they would take them scissors, and they'd have to cut all the way down to the scalp, and when they come back outside, everybody be laughing at them, because they'd have either a really short spot in their hair, or they'd have a bald spot, and that was like a calling card. People would say, yeah, Scott and John done lit him up. They done threw some burrs in his hair. Anyway, that was one of the things that we did. Another thing was, there was apple trees all over the place. We would take rotten apples and we'd throw them. We'd throw them everywhere. And we'd hit people's clothes and stain them up. And then their mom and dad would have to run them up to the Hex or the Kmart and get them a new shirt to wear to the schoolhouse. Anyway, that's two of the things I'm going to tell you. We used to take these chestnut hulls, and they were so spiky, and we'd throw them and hit people, and they'd make you bleed in little spots on your skin, and the kids would cry when we hit them, and we'd just sit back and laugh. But anyway, that's number 3. Now I'm going to tell you about number 4, and this one I'm not particularly proud of, but it's still funny. I sit back and I laugh sometimes. Anyway, on my street like this right here, this is called South Park Court, and my yard was up a little bit higher. The streets are down here, and Scotty D's yards are up here. Anyway, Scotty D always had a dog in his yard, and anytime there's a dog in the yard, you know what else is in the grass, don't ya? There's a little doo-doo, a little old turds, doggy turds. And Scotty D, he would go out into his yard, and I'd sneak around and look, and I'd find me a little stick had a little flexibility, and I'd take that stick, and I'd turn it upside down, and I'd job it down in that dog turd. And anyway, there was a guy that lived right down over the hill from me, and his name was Fast Eddie. Everybody up South Park know who Fast Eddie was. Still this day, if you say, do you know Fast Eddie that lives up South Park, you'll draw all kinds of laughs from people. Fast Eddie was known for 3 places. The laundromat, Foodland and Skinny's hot dogs. And now, to this day, he's still out there running around. He was a little kooky. He'd jump off the city bus and he'd be running and he'd say, up, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. He'd stand around, he'd pop his knuckles like this. His knuckles were big around like that, and he'd pop them, sound like some Jiffy Papa or some overridden Buckeyes. Anyway, Scotty D would sit in his yard, and I was kind of sneaky. And at fast he'd come up his steps, and I'd hear coming, and I'd hide. I'd duck down like this right here behind my fence, and I'd peep up. Like this right here. I'd get back to peep back up. And when fast it'd come into range, I would take that stick and I would flick that turd just with a flick of the wrist. And that turd would fly through the air and it would smack on the back of Fast Eddie's shirt tie, and before you knew it, he was going to the laundromat or going to the Foodland with a nice little brown stain on the back of his shirt tie. And like I said before, that's not something that I'm particularly proud of. But let me tell you, all them whoopings that I got with the belt, with the paddle, with the hand, with the switcher, I deserved them all. And I forgot to mention yesterday that my mom would take the Hot Wheel tracker, the orange Hot Wheel track, and she would wear me out. I deserved every whooping that I ever got. And even a couple of times I got a whooping when I didn't deserve it. But let me tell you, that was just payback for something I did. And I didn't get the kata. But anyway, kids, listen to me when I tell ya, take your punishment. Be happy. Smile like Scotty D's always a-smiling. Be happy for the day. Be happy that you live to see another day. And be with your moms and dads. Scotty D. Out!